Hey, good morning, guys. What is going on out there today? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Looks like another good one here in the California desert. The man's forecasting 82. I don't know. That sounds like a pretty good number to me. So anyway, looking forward to the day here. Hope you guys are doing well so far, wherever you are. 7:01 out here on the West Coast. So look, today I got a little formula. E1 plus E2 plus S1 plus S2 equals, oh yeah. We're going to get into that in this point that I've got here for you. And the point is, let me see if I can figure this out. Is this how this thing works? There we go. There we go. Yeah, so look, the three things I kind of want to work on today are going to be number one, what happens after you miss your first serve? Mindset wise, what do you do? What do you not want to do? Number two is going to be, yeah, it's possible to hit a slice forehand. We always talk about the slice backhand, but gosh, I mean, there's definitely a time when a slice forehand should be thrown in there. And then the third thing is, part of this oh yeah formula, which is, just refuse to let that thing bounce twice. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and tee up this video here and let's get into it. And look, if you've got any comments, let me know, because would love to hear what's going on either with this point that I'm going to show you. This was actually from the National Indoors a couple of years ago. But anything else that's going on with the game, would love to see what that is and read about it and respond to you. And look, guys, Brent at webtennis.com. That's my email, or you can send me a direct message or always leave a comment. But look, I love to hear from you. I love to see what's going on. And I promise to respond. Absolutely lockdown guarantee, fail-safe promise. I will respond if you've got a question or a comment or a remark. So let me bring up this video here and let's kind of start it. And so here it is. Missing the first serve, right? And so a lot of players right around here get into some negative thinking, which is, obviously I don't want to double fault, number one, but let me make sure I've got this the way I want it here. Yeah, okay. Number one, I don't want to double fault, but number two, I don't want to leave a sitter up there, right, for this opponent to be able to take advantage of as a returner. And so that kind of negative thinking, these few seconds after you miss your first serve, as you tee up your second serve, instead of those negative thinking, those negative thoughts, you've got to be thinking positive. You've got to be thinking this is an opportunity. And look, I know that we've done an episode on what I'm going to show you here with the second serve, which is too often players go, well, I'm going to serve and stay back. Right? Well, that's fine. But when you serve and stay back, it doesn't literally mean that you play this serve and you end up on top of the baseline or even behind it. And I see players do this all the time where they're so concerned about a weak second serve that they're thinking, well, I gotta kind of hedge my bet that this guy is, assuming this guy's going to hit a good return. And so I got to be back behind the baseline. And when you do that, when you toss behind yourself or you toss, behind yourself to where you just go straight up and straight down, as opposed to this, where you end up inside the baseline, right? Because I'm always assuming on my second serve or first serve, if I'm not going to play serve and volley, if I'm going to just play serve and stay back, that they're not going to consistently nail that return tough, deep back to me. I'm always assuming it's going to be somewhat short, right? Well, this is kind of a standard return, right? A little bit short, actually. So that's thing one, right? And I want you guys to really be much more positive mindset between your first and second serves so that you set up mentally, you're starting off the point when you're serving the second serve, you're starting off with a positive mindset. You got some confidence. And even if it's phony confidence, think positive on it. And again, put that toss slightly in front So you end up inside that service line when you are done. So cross-court forehand, and now here is a ball that actually stays a little low on me. I mean, could I play a topper? I could, but if you look at point of contact, it's pretty low. And in my experience on low balls to my forehand, if I try to get down under it and bring it up, you know what happens? I'm not saying it gets shanked or mishit all the time, but there's a big enough chance to where you're not going to be able to control this. And what do we care what spin it is? If it's underspin like this or if it's topspin, as long as we can control the placement, right? So let me go ahead and take this back a little bit. And let's kind of look at a little bit of the technique here, which is I want you to be thinking on your slice forehand, super efficient. There's no real racket back. There's no real wrap around. I mean, could I play a topper from here? I could. Could I play a drop shot from here? I could. Could I play a slice forehand? And you could, right? And now this one is going to bounce up a little bit for me to where I feel like, well, this is a better topper opportunity. Buy a little time to get back in the court, right? And now here comes not going to let this thing bounce twice mindset, right? I mean, so much of the game is mindset, right? It's just telling yourself, I am not going to let this ball bounce twice. I might not win the point, but you know what? I am not going to let it bounce twice. And that whole mindset, that whole attitude is that, number one, lots of times you get close enough to where you feel, I can actually do something here. And for me, I'm just feeling like, you know what? Relax the hand, relax the grip tension so you can give it a little relaxed kind of shove with a racket head and do something with it, right? And I'll tell you, that feeling right there of I'm not going to let it bounce twice is an attitude. It's a mindset. And so, look, let's talk about the formula. E1 plus E2 plus S1. But let me get myself back here on screen. Here we go. E1 plus E2 plus S1 plus S2 equals, oh yeah. And really what that refers to is that last shot, right? It's tracking down that drop shot and being able to not only get there, not let it bounce twice, but actually be able to do something with it, right? Well, E1 is, and this whole thing is about the kitchen. And I talk a lot about the kitchen, right? You get the kitchen right, that's the fastest, quickest way for you to improve your tennis, whether it's singles and or doubles. You get the kitchen right. And so E1 is, what are the right things to eat for energy, for focus, for clarity, for recovery, for better sleep? What are, in my case, I don't like the word diet. Someone helped me out with some, a different word to use. But I eat in a way that helps me reduce inflammation because of all the tennis I play, all of the training I do, I want to reduce inflammation, which helps me recover for the next day. So E1 is, what do we want to eat, right? E2 is, what do we not want to eat, right? What do we want to eliminate that we're eating right now that might be something that would not give you that mindset, that attitude of, I'm not going to let it bounce twice, right? S1 is going to be, how are you supplementing? I don't care how organically you're eating. I don't care if you got your own garden. Maybe if you got your own garden, it's a different deal. But the quality of our food, the ag companies that we get from, even if it's organic, not quite high quality enough to where we don't need to supplement, right? So I do supplement, and I supplement with organic plant-based supplements, as supplements are, right? Pills, capsules, tablets, powders, all that kind of thing. And then S2 is your daily sweat. What are you doing every day to be able to crack a good sweat? And for me, it's, if I'm out there playing doubles, well, maybe I'm going to do a little running, a little sprinting to get the ball after the point. Or maybe if it's just doubles on that day where I just have not really had a great workout, I'm going to throw something in. Could be the stationary bike, could be the mountain bike, could be something that I'm just going to go ahead and crack a great sweat. And on other days when I'm not playing, then like today, right? I don't have tennis scheduled for today, but I've already carved out a nice 45-minute session on the stationary. And I know a lot of people don't like the stationary bike. I love it. I wheel mine out from the back bedroom, and I put it out here in front of the TV, crank up Tennis Channel, or maybe there's a football game on or something, and I'll just crank through it for a good 45 minutes and crack a great sweat. So there's your formula that equals, oh yeah. And in terms of the point I just showed you, tracking down that drop shot, that was a pretty good drop shot. But when you have got that mindset that you can go get it and not let it bounce twice and then actually get there and do something, you know what happens is your game just sort of has this different level of confidence. And it's all for me, and I think it should be for you too. It should be based on the kitchen. In terms of, look, you can't tell me that if you're trying to become a better player and you're hauling around extra baggage, extra poundage, that's okay. I mean, it's not. It's just that it's going to slow you down in terms of quickness. It's going to slow you down in terms of endurance. And look, if your thing is not that you care about becoming better, you just want to, sort of maintain where you are. Okay, I guess that's a different mindset. That isn't for me. And I know that's not for a lot of other players out there who are either competing at the tournament level, or they're competing in leagues, or just friendly matches in their own comfy confines of their tennis facility. They want to become a little bit better. And the fastest way is with the kitchen. So speaking of the kitchen, if you've got any questions, anything you want to know about it, I'm more than happy to, help you with that. I'll tell you exactly what I do. Again, if I go back to this formula, I'll tell you what I do in terms of what I eat. I'll tell you what I don't eat anymore. It's been a couple of years. Changed my diet. Ooh, there's that word again. Back in March of 2018. And from the next 2 years until March of this year, 2020, my best results, not only the national level, but also on the world level at the World Cup the last 2 years in Croatia and Umag. So if you want to know what I eat, what I don't eat, if you want to know what I supplement, and if you want to know kind of like the sweat thing, I've got some ideas for you. Let me know. Best way to do is direct message me, or just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's short video. As always, would love to know what's going on with your game. And as I said in the beginning, I promise, if you let me know, ask a question, I will definitely get back to you. Guys, with that said, as always, come on now. Got to get out there today and help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I will see you again tomorrow.